What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We are live. Y'all already know the deal. Y'all know the routine. Make sure you hit the like button. Whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded, make sure you hit the like button. We want to be getting into a number of things on the day. You see what's in the title and what's in the thumbnail. That Tiger Woods is being sued. Tiger Woods is being sued by an ex-girlfriend due to some verbal agreement that they had, that he was supposed to let her live in his house for X number of time after the breakup, I think 5 years. So she's somehow suing him for what would be the cost of rent during that time. We're going to try to make it make sense. But come on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get ready to go. Where's my intro? Gotta find the intro. Y'all know I never can quite find the intro, but let's get ready to go. Where's it at? Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's up and what's going on, everybody? What's going on, good people? Like to welcome everybody back. Shout out to those of you who made it in, dropped a comment, hopefully a like as well before we even got things going. Shout out to Aaron B, says first and awesome. Shout out to I thought that was Deacon Dave. That's Dion Davis. Shout out to Dion Davis, says yo. Shout out to Domino King. You like Ice Cube and Boys in the Hood. Domino mother. Okay. Shout out to you. That's another thing I could take my black card for. I actually don't know how to play dominoes. So haven't seen The Wire and don't know how to play dominoes. Another thing I could take my black card for. Absolutely. No country for old simps. Speaking of old simps, well, that's kind of a young simp that we're gonna we're gonna go over a video of a dude who engages in quite a bit of simpery. A dude who engages in quite a bit of simpery. I'm a little disappointed even. Well, no, I'll find the actual video. I'll find the actual video because I do want to look at the comment section of that actual video. Lion, this is the last one I'll shout out. Lion917 says, sup BR, and he says, nice jacket. Oh yeah. I love this jacket. Actually, I've had two of these. I've gone through two of these because I had one of them and it got ripped. It got ripped and I was upset and I bought another one. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this jacket is that deal. This jacket is the truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we about to go ahead and get right into it. We about to go ahead and get right into it. Ain't gonna hold y'all up digging into the topic. Not gonna hold y'all up digging into the topic. Even though this is Friday, I still like to do de facto Freestyle Fridays where y'all just kind of throw topics out there and we kind of just bounce it off like that. So we may do a little bit of that. Even though I got a lot of stuff in the chamber ready to go, but we may do a little bit of that. But starting out with the main topic before we start. Oh, shit. I'm bad with my graphics and editing. With my graphics. That's not supposed to be in front of me. So let me go on and slide to the left. All right. Just gained some black points back by that slide to the left reference. All right. Because I said I lost my black points. On my black points, because I don't know how to play dominoes. And haven't seen The Wire yet. But all right. Let's get into it. Reading the article. Y'all can't see the article. I'm gonna read it to y'all. So just trust me. It says Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend suing for $30 million after he kicked her out, claims he changed the locks. Of course, that's what you're doing. You kick somebody out. Don't y'all change the locks when y'all kick somebody out? I don't know the exact rules because I've never had to kick anybody out. But I would typically assume that that's what you do when you kick somebody out. You change the locks. Unless you wrestle them down and take the key, but how you know they haven't made another key? No, you change the locks. But apparently that's a big deal. All right. So the article reads, Tiger Woods' split from his ex-girlfriend is way nastier and potentially more expensive for him than we thought. Splitting from a girlfriend should never be expensive. Splitting from a wife, for obvious reasons nowadays, can be expensive. A girlfriend should never be expensive. End that shit with a phone call. Anyway, and he kind of did. But anyway, it's more expensive than we thought. TMZ Sports has learned she's suing him for $30 million, claiming he cooked up a scheme to toss her out of their home that he owns, that he bought. So apparently he had to cook up a scheme to kick her out of his home, but she's saying to kick her out of their home. According to docs we've obtained, Erica Herman, that's the chick, and Tiger actually broke up last fall. The then couple had been living together in his Hobe Sound, Florida home for 6 years, during which Erica says she performed, and get this, and even TMZ put it in air quotes. She says they've been living in his home for 6 years, during which time Erica says she performed valuable services. Yeah. Like, that's what it says. During that time, during those 6 years, here you go, RM. Nobody else bum rush that link. That's for RM. During that time, Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend, Erica Herman, says that during that time, she performed valuable services. Even TMZ knew to put that in air quotes. Even TMZ knew to put that in air quotes. All right. You can't make this up. According to the docs we've obtained, Erica Herman and Tiger actually broke up last fall. The then couple had been living together for 6 years, during which the time Erica said she performed valuable services for Tiger in exchange for living there rent-free. I'm pretty sure those valuable services were the basic stuff that a live-in, rent-free, no bill paying girlfriend is supposed to do. But no. She's the live-in girlfriend is trying to monetize those said valuable services. Valuable services. I'm assuming that included some BJs. Pablo says including BJs. Yes, we're gonna go out on a limb and assume that much. We're gonna go out on a limb and assume that much. UFO Kamikaze says, put my ex out 3 times whenever she needed to get her mind right. The first time she decided to leave on her own, I was done. Oh, if you put her out, she can come back, but if she leave on her own, she done. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's actually that's an interesting concept. Can't fight with you on that one. Can't fight with you on that. When somebody could try to poke and prod at some of the logic of it, but I don't care. I support men drawing their lines in the sand and doing what you got to do to obtain your win. However you determine that win, So yeah, if her leaving on her own broke a line. See, let's put it like this. My line is, if I have to put you out, chances are you ain't coming back. If I have to put you out, chances are damn good chance you ain't coming back. But if you put her out, you let her back. But if she leave on her own, she can't come back. If however you make that work out, all right, all right, I'll lean with it and rock with it. But getting back to the article, just a refresher. She said she performed valuable services for Tiger in exchange for living there rent free. She admits, even though she's taking him to court, even though she's suing him for $30 million, she admits she doesn't have that in writing, but refers to an oral tenancy tenant. I think that's the being, the present participle of being a tenant. I don't know. An oral tenancy agreement, which was supposed to last 5 more years after the split. So if y'all didn't catch that, what's happening right there, she's suing him because during what I assume was some post-sex pillow talk, he probably told her, hey, even if we break up after we split, you could. I mean, you've been living here for 5 years already. You can just live here for 5 years while you pick the pieces up and get yourself back together. I don't know, go get your PhD or whatever. Whatever you got, you can just stay here for 5 years. You've been good to me, girl. You can stay here for 5 years after we break up. I own a bunch of houses. I ain't tripping. Go. You can stay here. I mean, maybe rich dudes do that. If you happen to, let's just say the house was, I think they said it was in Florida. Let's just say it's in Orlando or whatever. He got his ex who was good to him, living up in his house in Orlando. And let's just say he got to be in Orlando for 2 weeks on business. The U.S. Open or something is at Orlando. And then he just, And so he just like, I'll let you stay there. When I got a golf tournament or whatever they call it in Orlando, I just stay at my house and got some old, not old, well, but still, I mean, just some I got a live-in woman who been there taking care of the house, keeping the bed warm. Just fall right in, boom. Ain't got to be losing focus during. I can get my release and clear my mind during this tournament without having to be worrying about trying to find something new. Just stay here at my house. When I'm in Florida, I come through, I hit it, we kick it when I'm in Florida. But when I'm not in Florida, we together when we together, we apart when we apart. You can stay at my house. Maybe rich dudes do that, but either way it go, she is suing him over a verbal pillow talk arrangement where he said you could stay here for 5 years after we break up. Now, if this stick, that says a lot. If this somehow sticks, that says a lot. Like that's putting it on that's really just putting it out there that even even in a live-in arrangement with a chick that ain't your wife, oh yeah, they coming for that alimony. The palimony is, I think, a thing in I think some states, but this is another way to try to rework it with no evidence. She's just saying he said that one day. He said I could stay here, like that. Like she's taking him to court on some. He said I could stay here after we break up. She's taking him to court on that. It says she admits she doesn't have that in writing, but refers to an oral Tennessee agreement, which was supposed to last 5 more years after their split. About that breakup, Erica claims Tiger's people convinced her to pack a suitcase last fall for a short vacation without Tiger. So he's allegedly sending her on a vacation without him. Okay. And drove her to the airport. So he had his people drive her to the airport to go on a vacation without him. Once they arrived at the airport, she was told she'd been locked out the house and could not go back. So from there, what I conclude, Tiger Woods don't do breakups very well. You know, the last time he got hit in the head with a golf club. So so he didn't want to just break up with her. He had his people pretend like she was getting took on a vacation, a private vacation without him. And once they got her to the airport, they pulled the gotcha bitch and then basically said, we changed the locks. You can't get back in the house. You're done. You broke up, but here's your flight. You need to get on this plane, because if you don't get on this plane, well, you don't have you don't got nowhere to stay here in Orlando or wherever they at. They hit her with that and just sent her on. I can't knock that, even though, you know, we could be critical. We'd be like, man, why you just can't be direct and just tell her that y'all done? Well, I'm assuming Tiger Woods got little PTSD when it comes to breakups, so he just wanted to have his people. He wanted to have his people deal with it, so he didn't have to. He said, Fantastic said, Tiger told her she fired like Trump. Yeah. Yeah, she didn't want to leave. And he knew that breakup. He knew that she was going to try to hit him with some, oh, we breaking up, so that means you're leaving, right? And he like, no. You leaving. That stuff I said to you, you know, when post-nut clarity hadn't kicked in about how you could stay here for 5 years even after we break up. Nah, that ain't happening. See, I don't doubt that he said it. I don't doubt that in a high time, in one of the high moments of their relationship, that he probably told her something like that. You know, that's probably a rich man flex. I don't doubt that he said it, but I don't knock him for not honoring it. You know? Yeah, Fantastic. She got a free trip out the deal. What the hell? Got a whole free trip out the deal. Ain't nothing to complain about on her end. But it goes on to say, well, let me just back up. It says, once they arrived at the airport, she was told that she'd been locked out of the house and could not go back. In the docs, Erica alleges one of Tiger's lawyers even met with her at the airport. Now that's how you break up with a chick. You send lawyers to the airport. you book her a flight. Or organize her travel, her ride to the airport. Send a lawyer to the airport with her. Like that. That's how you break up with a chick. He got his legal team at the airport letting her know that it's over. Like he ain't taking no chances of getting the golf club upside the head. He's playing it safe, but she gonna try to get him for $30 million. But anyway, he said lawyers even met with her at the airport with a proposal to resolve an outstanding issue, to resolve any outstanding issues. You know, that kind of tells me that lawyers was like, anything that she thinks she's owed, we're willing to cut the check. So he was that's just how I interpret that. My interpretation is any outstanding issues, let us know. You know, we can cut the check right here, whatever you think you owe. Like he's He sent her packing with a buyout and a free trip, as Fantastic said. Like, I see nothing wrong here, other than I'm assuming that it was a buyout plan. But they said any outstanding issues. Any outstanding issues? Let me know if y'all can still hear me because my interface just fell down. My interface just hit the floor. Okay, hopefully y'all can still hear me. Push 1 if my audio is still the same. He said a no-fault eviction. That's where we at. No-fault evictions. Dudes have to lawyer up to facilitate a no-fault eviction. She also claims, okay, here it is. Okay. Tiger lawyers met with her at the airport with a proposal to resolve any outstanding issues between Tiger and her. She also claims they confiscated more than $40K in cash she had at the house. That it doesn't say this in the article, but $40K in cash that she got from Tiger, or whatever it was she did for money during those 5 years. She saved $40K. I'm pretty sure Tiger has no issue sending her $40K that she allegedly got in cash. All right. It says she got more than $40K in cash she had at the house and accused her of doing something shady to get the money. So that makes me question that $40K and where it came from, whether that's legitimately her money. But I'm thinking Tiger Woods is in a place where, like, whatever you think you owed, I will cut the check. I just need you gone. I honestly think that that's what he's on. I just need you gone. But anyway, it says she's suing Tiger's trust. Now, this is the interesting part. It says she's suing Tiger's trust, the title holder on the house. She's suing Tiger's trust, the title holder on the house, for $30 million because she claims that's the reasonable rental value of Tiger's house for the 5 remaining years of their oral agreement. So Tiger Woods is kicking her out, and he'll be able to rent the house and possibly make $30 million off the rent for the next 5 years. That do seem high even for a mansion, but okay. But he'll be able to make $30 million for the next 5 years renting it. But she's like, no, I was supposed to be living there, so I'm going to collect that $30 million. So it's almost like you want him. It's like he could either leave you there in the house and not pay you, but if he let you leave, he has to pay you for what he's going to be renting to someone else, as if you were there, you were going to be renting that to someone else and collecting the rent. Like, it's like it literally makes no sense. Like, this kind of thing is laughable that they would even think that they could try to do this type of thing with a straight face. Like, I'm gonna read this shit again. Like, listen to it. She's suing Tiger's trust, the title holder on the house, for $30 million because she claims that's the reasonable rental value of Tiger's house for the 5 remaining years on their oral agreement. But their oral agreement was that she was supposed to live there for 5 years after the breakup. That was the oral agreement. He didn't say that you were going to be the property manager that took 100% of the revenue in the last 5 years. Nowhere did it say that. It said she, like, it's crazy that we live in a world where they're deluded to the point of thinking that they could just say anything. They could just declare stuff. They could just flat out declare something. They basically it's to the point where they're filing lawsuits, walking into court on some I feel like that's I feel like I should collect the money that he's going to make renting out his home, assuming that he rents it out, because you don't know if he's just going to live there. It's like none of this makes any sense. That she admits she doesn't have it in writing, but refers to an oral tenancy agreement, which was supposed to last 5 years after their split. So even if she was supposed to live there or she was supposed to make the money from the rent after he rented it out. It's like none of it makes any sense. She's just basically just going on word of mouth IOU, and like I'm gonna sue you. Yeah, you like she deserves the Amber Heard treatment. Yeah, she does deserve the Amber Heard treatment, no doubt. Let me see what y'all got to say on this. He's saying, make that bigger so I can see it. All right, it says Tiger handled it well. A conversation about her leaving could result in false domestic disturbances and accusations. I agree. And I think he's a little gun shy about breakups. I think he's a little nervous about breakups. I think he got breakup PTSD. I think he got golf club to the head PTSD. And he didn't want to take no chances. So he said the hell with that. He said the absolute hell with that. But that is the main topic. And like I said, we got a number of things to get into today. The link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up and have their say on that? But I got a litany of things. This is going to be almost a de facto Freestyle Friday. Y'all throw out stuff. We'll talk about it. But something that came across my desk. Now let me move back to where I was at. Now that I got that part going. Let me move back to where I was at. No, JC, you missing it. It wasn't nothing to put in writing. If anything was in writing, it would help her. She's the one that needs things in writing. The stuff that she's saying is not in writing. So they just broke up, and that's that. And that's all it is. And ain't nothing else to discuss. She's doing the burden of proof is on her, not Tiger. The burden of proof is on her. He just broke up with a girlfriend. Like, that's all that happened. That's literally all that happened. He just broke up with a girlfriend. She's claiming they had some type of arrangement and some pillow talk after sex. He might have said some stuff. You could stay here 5 years after we break up. Like, no, that don't fly. That kind of thing does not fly whatsoever, not even almost, not even slightly. Now, where the hell is that? Here it is. All right. Now, haven't covered nothing like this in a while. But I do like to revisit the Derrick Jackson wannabe types and just see how bad the simping has gotten. I do like to examine how bad the simping has gotten. So we about to check this out.
Fellas, here's the top 4 reasons I see why most men get rejected. You're just not attractive. And I don't mean looks. Your style and your hygiene is horrible. You want to make sure that your skin and teeth are clean, you got a nice haircut, and that your garments are fresh and well put together. Number 2, you just simply lack the confidence. You with 10 of your homeboys, and you decide to catcall or grab her hand as she walked past. My guy, walk your ass over there and approach her in front of all of her friends. Number 3, a woman that you're attracted to is standing at the bar with no drink in her hand, and you don't offer to buy her a drink. You sat there and watched this woman go in her purse, grab her wallet, and pay for her own drink, and then gonna sit there and try to talk to her. Yeah, it's over, my boy. You missed that one. Your conversation is very boring, bro. You ain't saying shit. Y'all gotta start reading and exploring, bro, so that one, you can articulate and hold an actual meaningful conversation, and two, you actually have shit to talk about. This shit ain't. Fellas, here's the.
All right. Now, never mind the fact that he just did his whole skincare routine, or whatever the hell that was. Now, it was a time. He said he called it that he had on that simp jacket. Like, look, and keep in mind, there's people out there that be accusing the manosphere of simping, but this is what real simping looks like. This is what the real simping looks like. And there was a time when this would pass as advice for men, where the man giving the advice isn't even giving advice to men. He's really just pandering to what women want to hear. It was a time when that was the type of advice that was that passed as advice for men. It was a time when that was the case. Now, one thing that I am actually really proud about, and this is how you know we've made an effect. This is how you know we've made an effect, because I'm looking at the comments right now. Whenever I see something like this, I kind of run to the comment section. Let me just see what's happening. Let me just see if it's just a bunch of chicks in there agreeing and a bunch of dudes in there simming. Because I remember back in 2016 or so, when I discovered Derrick Jackson, when he kept popping up on my Facebook page, it was just a bunch of chicks in there just agreeing with it. That part is expected. That part is expected. But it would be a lot of dudes in there, you know, like every 8 to 10 comments, it'll be a dude in there agreeing. That's not the case anymore. The first comment on this junk is a dude saying, fellas, meeting chicks at the bar ain't it. You've been warned. All right, cool. Says, guys, if you see a woman alone at the bar, do not approach. Hold on. Says, don't try to meet your wife / girl at the bar. Okay, cool. And hold on, where's the good ones? Hold on. The comment sections are now changed forever.
Hold up.
And then then another dude is pointing out that, and then you go try to buy her a drink. It's like, and then she starts to say, do you think we women are incapable of buying ourselves a drink? So we got that element out there. This is a good one. This is how you know we've had an effect right here. This one is like, fellas, if she rejects you because you didn't offer to buy her a drink, she was never interested in you. She was just trying to get a free drink. I distinctly remember back in 2016. It was no logical pushback on this kind of stuff. It was none. It was no logical pushback, because this dude just basically saying, you mean to tell me you saw a woman you like standing at the bar and you just let her reach in her pocket and pay for her own drink and then tried to talk to her? It's like, it was no, like that. That's how you know that when somebody is giving advice where they're talking to the men, but it's a 100% pander to the woman. But that used to pass as advice. And I'm telling you, back in 2016, 2017, it was no groundswell of pushback of guys saying that, wait a minute, the way these chicks operate and move, I've had more success with women that I didn't buy a drink for. This is my real life. I've had more success with women I didn't walk up to and offer to buy a drink than women that I did walk up to and offer to buy a drink. Offering, like, hold on, and the comment section goes on to say, rule number 1, don't meet chicks at the bar, you'll regret it. Hold on. Number 5, letting a female know you do more facials than her. Number 5, dress like a leprechaun. The whole comment section is clowning him. The whole comment section is clowning him. Don't let these guys trick you into tricking. Those ain't wives you're attracting. It's like everybody, like I'm literally like, I can't find an agreeing comment now. It's like our job has been done. It says, nah, don't buy no females no drinks. They be manipulating you, speaking from experience. I was trying to find a good one where the guy basically said, you better talk to her first. and that's facts. You know, it's not a crime to just buy a drink. Not a crime to buy a drink, but goddamn, you need to have a conversation, engage some interest before you just, man, I've bought drinks for chicks without having enough conversation first. Chick didn't even drink. She got to drink, and when I wasn't looking, she passed it to her friend. Like, if you ain't having no conversation, if you ain't established nothing, you shouldn't be reaching in your damn wallet. But this is the type of stuff that used to pass as advice for men. Basically, do any and everything to their benefit and to your detriment. That's what used to legitimately pass as advice for men. UFO Kamikaze says, appearing too well groomed and dressed sends a subconscious signal to women that you're eager to impress any random woman and desperate for female attention. Nah, I don't know about that. I mean, it depends on how you're doing. Like, listen, there's a certain level of being just too did up for a man where you just don't got no masculine ruggedness left in you. You just shiny and greasy as fuck. Like, nah, yeah. So from that perspective, I understand what you're saying. But in general, man, if you that was the only thing I agree with. Like, if you dress nice, be well groomed and dress nice as you possibly can. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I can't get jiggy with you on that. Clue says a dude bought a chick 4 drinks, but I took her home. I miss those days. I've literally seen that happen. I've been on both ends of that. It was a chick that I bought about 3 or 4 drinks for, and periodically in between the drinks, because I was like, okay, I don't want to hover. I don't want to hover too hard, so I bought her a drink, and we'd talk and we'd chill, and we, then I, separate a little bit, go do my thing, and then come back. Well, when we were separating, she was going to do her thing, and if she kept going back talking to this one dude, that's the game. Is what it is. I ain't tripping. Got no reason to be worried about her talking to some dude. It was some young dude, in the club with his coat on, and he didn't have a drink in his hand. He wasn't buying nobody no drinks, wasn't buying himself a drink. Like, you could just tell, like, maybe it's possible he just didn't drink, but he just looked like he was broke. I ain't gonna, it just is what it is. But he was in her ear. He was in her ear heavy. And yeah, I saw them slip out the side door together. And I looked out the window of the club and I saw them walking towards the parking lot together. So yeah, she left. I bought her drinks all night, but she left with a dude who looked like he couldn't even buy himself a drink. Like, yeah, like, just, you learn from stuff like that. And then you learn more when you realize that some of the chicks that you end up leaving with, you didn't even offer to buy them a drink. So you learn that this environment, you don't go out there just throwing money on the table in every situation. So you learn that. You learn that through experience. When you've been on both sides of the coin, you absolutely learn that. But stuff like this used to pass for advice.
This moment, I'm talking about over the years, people that have followed me, my own career, peaks.
This is Michael Irvin.
And certainly through the valleys. But this sickens me. Because in this great country, this takes me back to a time where a white man would accuse a white woman would accuse a black man of something. And they would take a bunch of guys that were above the law, run in the barn, put a rope around his foot, and drag him through the mud and hang him by the tree. Not a thought about.
Now, I did want to talk about this. I didn't cover this enough. I don't ever think I put it in the title and the thumbnail, but I did talk about it once or twice. This video just came across my timeline of Michael Irvin talking about that situation. Like, again, the main topic, we're talking about the crazy stuff the chicks just do. They just do crazy stuff, and they do crazy stuff, and they just say stuff, and then people just go with it and people run with it. Now, Yeah, he went for Emmett Till with it. But the part of it where, you know, I ain't even knocking Michael Irvin. He went for Emmett Till with it. And I don't like how we compare everything to Emmett Till. But the part of it where I won't knock him is that no, a mob of people who are above the law don't just come and hang you from a tree. However, off the word of a woman, you can lose millions of dollars. You can lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're a regular dude. You just can lose your job off the word of a woman. He ain't getting hung by a tree from a mob, but he potentially could have lost millions, potentially could have lost a career. So like that's when the pro blackity black, red, black, and green back to Africa folks be saying this is a modern day Willie Lynch, modern day Jim Crow. Things haven't got any worse. It's like, come on, like, I mean, things haven't got any better. You know, I don't go that route with it, but it is more than worth pointing out that we're in a society, and actually Chris Rock talked about this in his stand-up, where he was talking about who has the most power, men or women. He was saying women got all the power because off the power of just either their beauty or their tongue, they can manipulate so many men that have power get manipulated into moving the exact way that the woman want them to move. She want whatever come up she can get off of accusing Michael Irvin. She's hoping she could get him to just settle out of court to make her go away and shut up. And she don't care that she costed him a gig. She don't care that she costed him a job. She costed him working at the Super Bowl and potentially costed him, if she didn't get outed and disproved. If she didn't get outed and disproved, then yeah, man would have lost serious money. Man would have lost serious money. You know, we'll always stay on top of these ones. Always stay on top of these ones. No doubts, no ifs, ands, or no buts about that. But like I said, got a number of stories, number of things to get into. Now, this is an interesting one, because y'all know over here we don't like the victim Olympics, but
message for younger people in his new book.
Colin Kaepernick is trying to get back on the scene.
Actor Spike Lee.
That is a good question. Is he suing her? He should. He absolutely should. But you know what? He will get shamed for doing that. He will get shamed for doing that. It is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He will get shamed for doing it, because it'll turn into a suing her for what? What is she, a waitress? What are you, an ex pro athlete, millionaire? What are you doing? You know, that's what's going to happen. But I think he should. I think he should sue her for however much he was going to get paid to host the Super Bowl. And if that amount, and if listen to how gangster this is. If that amount, let's just say he was going to get paid, I don't know, $120,000 to host a Super Bowl. Let's just say he was going to get paid that much. It may take her a decade to pay him that back. I don't think it'll take her a decade, especially if you're a waitress. Waitresses get paid. Don't let them lie to you. But it won't take her a decade to make $120,000, but to pay all her bills and make extra $120,000 on the side to pay to a rich man. Yeah, that may take her a decade, and it's going to hurt like hell. But I'm for it. I'm with it. I'm for setting a precedent to where if you lie and it's proven to be a lie, or the court comes to the conclusion that you are absolutely positively lying, then yes, men should start suing chicks for slander. Hell, that's what Johnny Depp did. We just saw a big case of that. So we didn't even like him. We're asking Michael Irvin to set some precedents. So yeah, I agree that sue her. Sue her, Paul Game. Like, yeah, ruin her life, please. Yeah, absolutely. But it'll get frowned upon if he did it. It will get frowned upon if he did it.
He is also a new father who's spreading a message of empowerment in his new graphic novel, Change the Game, written with author and University of Chicago professor Eve L. Ewing.
I love how you depict yourself in this book, not as some big shot hero, but as a shy, insecure high schooler like we all were. I mean, I'm speaking for you, but.
No, absolutely.
Growing up, I think still am a pretty introverted person. I hope it's true to form, and that's just kind of how I navigate the world.
It's his true high school coming-of-age story, his journey embracing his blackness, despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
I know my parents love me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home, and how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And
All right. Now, here it is. And okay, I'm not trying to say every situation for an adopted kid is perfect, but adopted kids tend to live better than if they were just born and raised by whoever gave birth to them and didn't want them. So let's throw that one out there. So his parents who raised him well, showed him all the love, gave him a good life. It's like, wow. It's like you're throwing them under the bus for attention and book sales. You're throwing them under the bus for attention and book sales, saying that she said that your cornrows made you look like a thug, as if during that Allen Iverson era that wasn't the one of the telltale signs of some thug, like that wasn't one of the descriptions, during that time, 90s, early 2000s, you rocking braids, and that didn't absolutely mean you was a thug, but it was associated with that. There's a lot of parents, and dare I say, a lot of good black parents who told their kids, nah, you can't wear cornrows. Who told their boys, nah, you can't wear cornrows. I don't want you looking like a thug. Now, if they were going that far extreme, say, no, you can't wear an afro of some sort, a nice afro edged up on the sides, line it, fade it up a little bit, make it look nice. But if they were saying you can't even do that, then okay, then you could argue that the black parent is trying to suppress aspects of, who the person is genetically. They're trying to suppress aspects of the blackness. Like, you can make that argument, but we clearly know that it was a time period where cornrows was viewed as something that thugs do. Now, fortunately, I would say a lot of people like Allen Iverson, Kawhi Leonard, who was as far from a thug as possible, just kind of normalized it. Kawhi Leonard still rock braids? I don't know. But Kawhi, it's people normalize it to where now when I see cornrows, I don't even associate it with that. So there is a such thing as, hey, this thing is a cultural issue that says this, and you don't want to present as that, versus presenting it and making it and changing the image of it. But if you're gonna fight any fight, why the fight for cornrows? There's a lot of ways to express yourself. Why try to express? Like, it's like if all the Bloods wear red and wear red bandanas, like I'm not going to walk around in an area where the Bloods exist and wear red and put it and just have a red bandana. I'm not going to get caught anywhere with a red bandana because I don't want to get associated. You see? So so his mom, his adopted mom, his mom that adopted him, was not wrong. Was not wrong saying that, no, you kind of looking, nothing wrong with you being biracial or whatever he is, but yeah, you're looking you're looking like you're looking like a thug. Black parents say that to their kids. Good black parents be like, no, you can't rock braids. Like that was a thing. But so it's a weird thing that he's throwing him under the bus and saying, like, he's trying to, okay, he did the take a knee thing and everything and all of that, but now he's trying to go, he's trying to stay in the limelight as this social activist, but like for like what are you fighting for? It's like your fight is just to basically say that people say mean things and view me a certain way when I do certain things. It's like it's a weird thing that's going on. Hold on real quick. Java Joe says Bernard said 110K and 1 million. Bernard said 110K and the 1 million you quoted you based on what? I don't know what y'all talking about. What is 1 million a year? 1 million a year for what? I don't remember saying 1 million. All right, I'm moving on. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Hold up.
Anyway, he's throwing mom and dad under the bus.
Those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs. And I was really moved and saddened by the level of kind of self-awareness that he had to develop at a very young age without a lot of guidance.
The former NFL quarterback who once led the 49ers to the Super Bowl was known in high school for his baseball. The pitcher even had major league interest, but he bucked public pressure and followed his heart to the gridiron.
There were a lot more black people in football that I was like, I found some community here.
Do you still want to play football professionally?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning before our events, trained.
Wait a minute. Didn't they offer him and he declined? I think he made it clear he ain't playing no football. He's making his money on his activism. I think he's made it clear. If I'm not mistaken, he's made that very damn clear. I think that's a clean wrap on him playing. I mean, in one, you out the league that long, you ain't no. You just can't pick it up and put it back down. It ain't riding a bike. It's but you getting older. Like, come on. Like, no, that ain't how it work. That football career is finished. I think he's saying he still want to play. So for the people who don't understand football and understand that it don't work like that, that his career is done right at this point because he's just really not that good no more. For the people who don't understand that, he wants them to still believe that the NFL is blackballing him and keeping him out of the league. That's what he's trying to play on right there. He's actually trying to play on that. He said he can go play in the XFL. Man, gone. Cut it out. But all right. Here we go with this. This is probably the last thing I'll cover today. It's been running wild. It's a story out there. It's a story out there of a chick, a teacher. Wait, no, this ain't even a teacher. It's a story out there of a chick that ain't even a teacher. She's just a woman who's 31 and slept with got pregnant by, I think, a 12 or 13-year-old boy. Like, that story is out there heavy. And they're giving her no jail time. Like, they're basically saying no jail time. The reason that they're saying that no jail time is because he viewed her in a motherly way. They're saying he viewed her in a motherly way. She had sex with this boy, got pregnant by him, and she not going to jail, not facing any punishment. And, you know, this one has been all over. This one has been all over. Actually, find that story for me, RM, and put it in the private chat. It's a story where the chick was, I don't know, the little Mexican looking chick. I think she was like Mexican looking. She's like 31 years old. Find that one and drop it in the private chat for me. And then so I could pull that one up. But this one is a 34-year-old teacher. It says 34-year-old teacher of the year in quotation marks. Jacqueline, says Jacqueline M.A. arrested for alleged sexual abuse of student. Arrested for alleged sexual abuse of student. It says Jacqueline, I don't know if that's her last name, that M.A., but Jacqueline Ma, a 34-year-old, Jesus Christ, 6th grade teacher. It's like they predators. They be straight predators. They think it's men. They be just preying on, you know, you got too many men teaching. They gonna be preying on the students. But nah. But it says 34-year-old 6th grade teacher at Lincoln Acres Elementary School in National City was charged with the 3 counts of lewd and lascivious acts with children under 14 and 3 counts of oral copulation with a child under 14, according to San Diego County Sheriff's Department records obtained by NBC. The National City Police said they were contacted by the concerned mother of a 13-year-old former student of Ma's who suspected her child was possibly having an inappropriate relationship with the teacher on Tuesday. She was arrested on the school campus around 8 a.m., but not near any student district. Superintendent, I can't even pronounce that name, Brady. I'll just say Brady. I'll skip that name. Superintendent Brady told NBC. Brady said the district was only aware of one alleged victim who is no longer a student in the district. We know that our entire school community is stunned, as we were, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's let me make it, blow it up bigger. That's the chick. It's another story out there. It's actually another chick, 31-year-old Connecticut married lunch lady arrested for having sex with a 14-year-old boy and sending him nudes. This is another chick. Now, one unfortunate part, and I'm not trying to figure out a way to, like, I shouldn't even take it here, but men, we do have our issues when it comes to this, because when we hear about a teenage boy having sex with the teacher, the first thing we want to know is how she look. I'm not blaming this on men, but I'm saying that they take the shit lightly a lot of the times. They take the shit lightly a lot of the times because I think so many men take the shit lightly. We got to get in full blown lock her up mode. We got to get in full blown lock her up mode, because men, and as I just showed, men are facing penalty for shit that they can't even be proven to have done. And then women are out here on all kinds of lunacy. Women are out here on all kinds of lunacy. But we are joined by my man Pablo Fresco Bar in the building. What's going on?
Hey man, I can't hear you, so I'm gonna have to reboot this thing. But I had a topic of conversation if you'd like to visit it. Derrick Jackson's wife. You know, Derrick Jackson's wife is like losing her mind.
You said you can't hear me? I don't know if you still can't hear me, but yeah, I got sent that one. And it's like that's not even, like, that thing is in a place where it's like unhealthy. Like I can't even cover that one, because that one ain't even about him. I mean, it is, but it ain't. You could blame him for her losing her mind, but you kind of it's like it's just. I mean, hell, I think you can just go right to her Instagram. I'm not gonna play the shit. I'm not gonna play it, but she kind of made a damn near a music video. She made what essentially amounts to a music video where she's basically chronicling her her nervous her mental breakdown. It's like it was the weirdest thing. Yeah, LB Crypto sent me that. I saw it when you sent me that. I looked at it and was like, man, I can't even touch this. I looked at it and was like, man, I can't even touch this. And keep in mind, I don't pull no punches on Derrick Jackson. I if anything, right now, I criticize all the people displaying all the fake hustle where after, he done got outed for doing stuff that we already knew he was doing. He got outed for being, full of shit, which we already knew he was. It's like, now y'all pretending like y'all just found out. Like, y'all, like, it's like, don't, it's like the fake hustle is like what Dennis Rodman used to do when he played for Chicago. I used to go run and dive into the crowd to try to save the ball when it was already too late. It's like, and it was entertaining. The crowd go crazy when he do that. So yeah, I understand he doing it to get the crowd involved, but it's fake hustle. You knew you couldn't save that ball. So with Derrick Jackson, a lot of people that's what they're on. That's what they're on. After it's been made clear and obvious what he is, now y'all want to criticize. It's like this shit was the stuff, the words that was coming out of his mouth just via the so-called dating advice he was given was already problematic enough. Like I didn't need to to find out that he was cheating on his wife to know that this dude is on some hypocritical shit. I didn't need all that. But UFO Kamazi, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's that serious. It's that serious. But man, yeah, no, she got clear-cut issues. She got clear-cut issues. And I take no, like, I'll clown Derrick Jackson for saying stupid shit. But I take no joy in clowning this woman who's just having a mental breakdown. I'm not going. But shout out to who we got in here. We got Carlo. Looks like you from Canada, dropping $50 on it. He says, "Thank you, fun. Appreciate the authentic work." Hey, thank you.
$50. So that makes you rich? It's a start. Damn.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Do appreciate you acknowledging that my work is authentic. I do try to be as authentic as humanly possible, as authentic as humanly possible. I do appreciate you acknowledging that and appreciate you dropping the 50 on it. In fact, $50. That warrants a wrench on my channel as soon as I figure out how to get back over here and wrench you on up. How do I go? How do I do this? Well, I'm acting like I don't know how to add. Hold up. Add as managing moderator, add as standard moderator. I got to do some research and find out what a managing moderator is. Huh. They got new options here. Arm, do you know what a managing moderator is? May have to play around with that and see what's going on. But all right. Where we at here? This is the other story. This was going to be the main topic today. And this may be the last thing I cover today. Not that one. Hold up.
Hold up.
Oh, wait, that's her? Oh, wait, no, I think I did have it on the right chick. That's just a different picture where she looking. No, this ain't her. I don't know if you sent me the right one. The right one is relatively easy to find. At least because I know I got sent a lot of emails on it. I got sent a lot of emails on that. I'll probably find it relatively quick because it's this chick was all over the gram. It's like it's so many of them like dropping at the same time. It's like it's hard to keep up with all of them. It's hard to keep up with all of them. And here I am. I can't find it. And it might be the same one. Just she looked Mexican in one picture and then Asian in another picture. I don't know for sure. They all be looking alike. I'm just playing. Yeah, boy. Give me 1 second. Nah. I probably won't find it. So I'm just going to I'm going to let that go. But let's see what we got in here. No. It was another one. RM. I see what you're saying in the back. No, it was another article. It was a whole nother story. It was a whole nother story by a whole nother chick. But don't worry about it. We's an hour on in. And shout out to Carlo. Shout out to UFO Kamikaze. Says, sorry, Miss Jackson. That's too funny. All right. Let me see what else I got on deck. I got a few things on deck that I can get into, but like I said, I wanted to Freestyle Friday this thing. So this is the show where y'all can throw out the topic and we'll talk about it. This is a show where y'all can throw out the topic and we'll talk about it. This one is old. It's like a month old when Vice did that colorism thing where they had a bunch of black and one very blackish chick that never experienced any racism. I don't think. I mean, she's practically white with frizzy hair, but they had those folks on there talking cash shit about racism and colorism. Says it's Friday, man. It's okay to relax. No, I'm very relaxed and chilling. Relying on y'all for the duration.
You loan me $10. I know you got $10. Yeah, I got it. You know why I got it? Because I don't throw my money away on them streets.
Shout out to you. Do appreciate you coming through, dropping 10 on it. Do appreciate you dropping something on it. But hit me with your best shots. What's on the mind? What's on the mind of the people? I gave y'all a 1 hour monologue. So throwing it to y'all. He says, no Chris Rock or passport talk, please. Why? What is your issue with Chris Rock or passport talk? I know we beat the Chris Rock talk to hell last show. That was actually pretty damn interesting. Black Uru came up, and I don't mean to just beat him over the head, but he came up sort of simping hard. For for Jada. Ain't no way around that. So we did have to argue him down about that. But when Chris Rock, that something like that will get a show. Is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That will absolutely positively get a show. Is no other way around that. Chris Rock finally responding. I think I'm getting the thing in the back from RM. It was the one where the chick didn't get she was pregnant and she didn't get charged with anything. It was the one where the chick got pregnant by a 13-year-old. She's 31. He's 13, and she didn't get charged with anything. She didn't get charged with anything. They literally said because he viewed her in a motherly way or motherly context. So that was why they opted not to charge her. Like, that was literally what they said. He says, too much of it. Too much of it from 10 million content creators. Yeah, I mean, you can, you're kind of right, but when something like that drop, content creators got to cover it. Got to talk about what's trending. All right, that just is what it is. Checkmate says, Bernard, do you think the late ARC deserved more shout-outs than he did after his unexpected death? Absolutely. Absolutely. The only reason I didn't talk about it as much because I got on good authority from the family that they didn't want everybody talking about it, doing content on it. So, I respected and honored their wishes, even though we did talk about them like in the middle of a live stream that was about something else. But and I thought about like resurfacing some of my old interviews and like repackaging them and everything like that. I thought about doing that, but I didn't. I respected the family's wishes. I respected the family's wishes, and I think a lot of people did not know. I think a lot of people did not know that the family. A lot of people that was expecting more outpour, they didn't know that the family basically said they didn't want to see that. They just wanted to mourn in their own way on their own time. So yeah, so they didn't want to just be bombarded with RIP ARC videos all over the internet. So their wishes were respected. Their wishes were respected. So so there's that. There's that. But overall, did he deserve more praise and shout outs? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Absolutely 100%. Paul Game says the one in Colorado is what Bernard is referring to. Also, they aren't going to prosecute her. Yes, that's what they're saying. She's getting away scot-free. She got pregnant by a 13-year-old and getting away scot-free. KG says, so grooming and mother-son incest is okay. Yeah. That was my takeaway from it. Do we just get on child support when he's 18? Because it's going to take him 5 years to turn 18? Do we got to pay for all the back years? Like, so he just turned 18 and just got like a $30,000 bill or something? Like, how does all of this work? How does all of this work? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But no, he will be able to get put on child support. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Cole still in the building says, isn't viewing the older woman as an authority figure what makes it a crime? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It says, Carlo, the fact that he's underage and she's an adult should make it a crime. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But as we've seen so many times, they flip the argument depending on who's in the hot seat. Like, even amongst adults, if a man just has a supervisory position over a woman, it makes it illegal for him to even be flirting with her because he's some middle management supervisor who has some type of superficial authority. He's some middle management supervisor who has some superficial authority within the confines of the job description. Therefore, it's practically illegal or against company policy for him to even be trying to holler at her. Flirting could lose his job. But in the situation of this situation I'm about to pull up right here, in this situation that I'm about to pull up right here, let me stop that screen share. All right, pull that up. Pull that on up. Come over here with it. Woman, 31, who had sex with 13-year-old boy and then became pregnant with his child will serve they put it in parentheses. Put it in bold. No jail time, but will have to register as a sex offender under a plea deal. So they get plea deals. They bring life into this world in some in a statutory grape situation, and they get to cop a plea deal that involves no jail time. Now, again, this is where I say, men, we're at fault here because I know y'all want to know what she looked like. We're not at fault. Let me not say that like that. We're not at fault, but we don't be helping. I'll just say that we don't be helping because we want to know what she looked like. So there's that. We don't be helping the situation, but I know a lot of y'all want to know what she looked like. There she is. We don't be helping. Ain't our fault. We ain't at fault. But I think if men rallied and took it more seriously, we could do a better job at moving the law to take it more seriously. Again, like I said, I just covered Michael Irvin. I just covered Tiger Woods. They potentially in hot water. Michael Irvin lost money. Tiger Woods is being sued off the alleged word of an alleged woman that alleged that they said some shit that they probably didn't say. Millions lost, But here it is, a proven situation where the genetic material of a human being has been brought into this world. We know 100% she's guilty, but suffers no penalty. She got to register. She got to be on the registry. But you get to be a normal mom, raise her kid, and probably put this boy on child support when he turned 18. Men get more up in arms about this stuff and get some real serious lock her up type energy. Maybe it'll change something, or at least a line will be drawn in the sand. But too many dudes is on some, but how she looked though. A 31-year-old woman confessed to a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old boy. As a result, the woman became pregnant and gave birth to their child. The woman agreed to a plea deal and won't face any jail time. A 31-year-old Colorado woman won't see the inside of a prison cell despite admitting to having sex with a 13-year-old boy in June of 2022. It later emerged that Andrea Serrano had become pregnant as a result of the sexual assault on the minor. She was freed shortly after her original arrest in July. So she got, I think taken in. Oh, no, the original arrest. She got freed shortly after her original arrest in July of last year on $70,000 bond. Now that is a high bond. They did make her have to pony up some cash. Probably found some simp to do that. Some dude who want to be okay, my mind is going wrong here, but I could imagine some dude who who's on some, well, if a 13-year-old boy could hit it, I know I can. Let me pay that $70,000. And he can pay that $70,000, get her out of jail so he can be next in line. Like those, we can't front like those don't be the scenarios. Those legitimately be the scenarios. The Fountain Police Department had charged Serrano with sexual assault on a child by one in position of trust. Sexual assault on a child by one in position of trust. So they saying that he was in some position, or she was in some position of trust, as well as sexual assault on a child. So it's like they charging her with the right charge if she was in some position of trust over him. But anyway, investigators said that Serrano admitted to the relationship. So she can do it, get pregnant, admit to everything. On Friday, it was widely reported that Serrano's lawyer had come to a plea deal with the prosecutors that will force her to register as a sex offender, but means she will avoid prison. She gets to avoid prison. Since her arrest, Serrano has given birth to the teen's baby. The child is in her care. His family are planning to petition the courts to His family is planning to petition the courts to gain custody. The victim is now 14 years old. That's interesting. They're trying to gain custody of the kid, which is not the bad move for the simple fact that she's a predator. Female predators get to be single mothers at home alone in a house with a child. They get to be at home alone in the house with a child. Nowhere does that make any sense. Nowhere, no way, no how does that make any sense. Remember to star them, RM, that way, because I don't be looking at the screen. I don't be knowing if they there. So make sure you remember to star them. Carlo back in here with another one says, honestly, how did the legal system allow such a thing? I have no idea. Like, this is one that just blows me away. Like, I have no. It's normally there's some type of legal language where somebody could legalese their way out of it. I normally go looking for that. So I can know how they spun it, but I can't even see how or where the spin even can be spun here. I don't even see it. Serrano was first questioned by the police after a therapist found out and came forward with the allegations after being interviewed by the Fountain Police Department. He looked at her mother. He looked at her. Okay, this is what they're about to try to explain it. He looked at her like a mother figure and even called her, oh my goodness, this is sick. He looked at her like a mother figure and even called her mom before, according to the criminal affidavit in the case cited by the Colorado Springs Gazette. I feel like my son is robbed of his childhood. Now he's having to be a father. He's a victim. He's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. The victim's mother told KKTV after the plea deal was in public. I feel like if she was a man and he was a girl, it would definitely be different. They would be seeking more. I feel like because he is not a woman, she said girl, because he is not a girl, they are having compassion for her, she added. So the mother is speaking clear and properly on this. Says at the time of her arrest, KOAA reported that Serrano and her victim were living together. Oh, hold on. At the time of her arrest, it was reported that Serrano and her victim were living together. All right, now I got to criticize the mom. Why was your boy living with this chick? Why was your son living with this chick and not living with you? What the hell was up with that? That part I'm very damn curious about. It's some foul play on the mom. There's some foul play on the mom that they're not saying, and I understand if they don't want to drag the mom and throw the mom under the bus, but because the boy is the victim and the victimizer is at large. But no, that mom, if you had your son living with this chick and they haven't even established any type of relationship, this may be a situation where she knew. You know what? That's what I'm leaning towards. But yeah. That's definitely what I'm going to give this situation. That's definitely what I'm going to give this situation. Yeah, the mom knew more than what she's letting on. Flat out. Absolutely flat out. The mom knew more than what she's letting on if they was living together. If they was living together, we know damn well she knew more than what they let on. But all right, I'm about to wrap this up and get the hell up out of here. Get on with my Friday. I'm checking the chat to see if any more, because I said it's an unofficial Freestyle Friday. So y'all let me know. Throw something out there y'all want me to speak on, hit and run before we get up out of here. Give it a few more minutes, and then we're gonna pack this thing on up. Says, I think even if the victim was a girl, they would have came to the same verdict. How, Sway? It's apparent that the female predator's well-being was the utmost concern. The female predators was I think even if the victim was a girl, are you saying if the victim was a girl and the predator was a woman, I think they would have looked at it different. It wouldn't have been no pregnancy, but they would have looked at it different. But if the predator was a man and the other one was and the victim was a girl, then no. That would have been all. That would have been all she wrote. That's all she wrote. That dude would be doing at least 20 years. 20 years knocking up a 13-year-old girl. 20 years. Easy. But all right, fellas. We about to get up out of here. I'd like to thank Carlo, who came through, dropped quite a bit, nice and heavy-handed on the super chat. And let me check real quick to see if anybody sent a Cash App, because I always forget my faithful Cash Appers. So shout out to everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. Free Zone Lou dropped $50. You might be blocked too. He says, for the fire content panels and the clips. Thank you very much. But I think you may have got blocked. I'll double check that. We'll see if we can rectify that situation. I don't know. But yeah. But all right, thank you, Free Zone Lou. Thank you, Carlo. Thank you, everybody who come through hard and heavy supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. But hold on, let me double check, make sure no more. Nope, just Free Zone Lou with that $50 Cash App. Free Zone Lou with the $50 Cash App, and Carlo dropped about 70 on it. Yeah, definitely came through, support all your brothers. He said I'm gonna have to unblock them. All right, I think I'll do so. I think I'll do so. Sometimes my trigger finger get real itchy and shit happens. But cooler heads can prevail. But all right. We got to get up out of here. Thanks, y'all. Peace. We gone.